Welcome to Coach's Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Guys, we're finishing up a hot and torrid November for high school playoffs. Let's go combination spotlight and high school playoffs. High school football WPIAL 4A semis. Aliquippa built a 34-7 halftime lead in beating Mars 47-24. Quip's running back and Penn State recruit Tyke Hayes, 14 carries, 197 yards, 2 touchdowns. And you watch him, he looks like he's already in college. What is he, 6'1", 215, 210? He's a bulldog.
And I'm laughing because coaches don't, Eric, whatever his last name, because how you say Eric's last name?
Kasparovich.
Yes, he's 1-2. You don't make statement. He said before the game, we match up well with the Aliquippa. I really believe, I guarantee, I think we're going to beat them. As soon as you make that statement, you've already put yourself behind the 8 ball.
Not with that run.
One more,
you don't make that statement.
real quick. These guys on Pittsburgh are talking about how amazed they are. Now, you want to tell me it's a great accomplishment? It is. But 16 times to the finals, you're not amazed anymore.
That's one of the greatest stats in the world.
Yeah.
You think somewhere.
Some beer.
I think he's going to play right away as a freshman at Penn State. The Quips rushed for 286 yards for Mars. Quarterback Luke Goodworth threw for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mars finished the season 10-3. The Quips move into the championship game 11-0 versus McKeesport 11-1. McKeesport's only loss was to Aliquippa.
No, there you go.
5A championship. Peters Township wins their first ever WPIAL championship, beating Pine Richland 43-17. The Indians piled up 482 yards of offense, and their defense stuffed Pine Richland's rushing attack, holding them to 17 yards rushing. What a feat that is, because here's a team coming in probably averaging 250, 300 yards a game rushing.
All year, Peters Township has crushed everybody. Mm-hmm. They went up, and no one ever wrote about how great they were.
Except us.
This is an awesome team.
Yeah. Beat 2 or 3 6A teams.
It's an awesome team.
Yeah. Oh, they were 6A. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
Pine Richland quarterback Cannon Huffman, he threw for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wide receiver Vasily Belores caught 6 for 84 yards and a touchdown. Pine Richland finishes 9-4. Peters Township moves on 13-0.
I'd ask you guys both. Would you see if I was? I'm telling you my thoughts first. I'd rather lose that way. Like I'd rather say, well, listen,
You don't play it over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then you lose by 1 point, for 2 years you keep thinking, what could I have done differently? When you know you just got whooped and this team's just better.
And that 5A, that's one of those St. Joe preps, right?
Oh,
Is that who it is?
Oh, yeah. They're out there.
Oh, yes.
WPIAL 6A. Over here, we had the Tigers.
Yes.
A stunned Central Catholic 44
Put a half 100 on them, boys.
to win a second straight WPIAL championship and avenge their only loss of the season. When Central blew them out, don't hold me to the score. I think it was 51-24, something like
runner,
that.
somebody said.
Yeah. How about quarterback Logan Kushner? Saw how good he was. He rushed for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. He threw 2 touchdown passes. Wide receiver Elijah Boyd caught 3 passes for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns.
We saw them.
Yeah.
And
Kushner
was the most underrated player I saw all year. Nobody talked. And
no one talks about him.
So I looked it up. I looked up his recruiting. Somebody's missing the boat on a really good player.
They say he's too small, 6'1", 200.
No.
I'm saying.
That's what they say, George. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying. I called my brother. He said, look at him, see where he's going.
He's got an arm on him.
Nobody's recruiting.
We've
He
seen
can run
him
and
throw.
pass.
Run and
He can
pose.
run
He's a
and pass.
double threat.
That's right.
Someone's going to be.
Somebody make a mistake.
Pitt won't look at him.
No, I'm not saying that big. No,
Yeah.
but I'm saying Slipper Rock, IUP. I think I'd be living with him.
I'd even take a shot the way he could run and throw. I don't know why Pitt wouldn't even take a look at him.
He's not big enough for that.
Yeah, there you go. 6'1", 200.
He's really
He's not
not
big enough.
He's not.
All right, next up for North Allegheny, 11-1. They're home versus Erie McDowell, 8-4. They met earlier in the season at McDowell, and then they beat them 43-24. 3A championship, it'll be Bell Vernon 10-1 versus Avonworth 12-0. How good has Avonworth been for a long time?
We had this one pegged.
They beat Central Valley this year.
And then the winner plays Central Martinsburg Hermitage winner. So, there's some good teams left.
2A championship, it'll be Steel Valley 10-1 versus Surging Beaver Falls 8-5. The Tigers knocked off Washington 28-26. I
They
wouldn't be
dangerous.
surprised Beaver Falls wins this.
I think Beaver Falls will win it.
Yeah.
And they were hurt, injured all year.
Okay.
They had two or three of the guys, best guys out. They're there every year too. Alcoa and Beaver Falls are
Still
It's
going.
the 4 straight years now. Beaver Falls has been there.
Hey, here's the game of the week in 2A. Westinghouse 11-0 at Farrell 11-1. How about this game? What was Farrell's only loss?
To
Prep.
Erie Prep.
Erie Prep.
Yeah, think about that. Westinghouse beat them last year, remember? Westinghouse knocked them out last
Oh,
year.
Westinghouse is good.
That game's at Farrell. I'm telling you, that evens that up a little well.
It does.
Yeah. Dante Green's just done a fabulous job at Westinghouse.
Yeah,
He's done. Discipline.
He has a discipline. He coaches old school like us.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm doing grass drills. No.
Yes.
And they have to dress up for games. They
Good for
have to
him.
show respect for
Good
one another.
for him.
At Class A WPIAL Championship, it'll be, how about this game? Southside Beaver 13-0 and Fort Cherry 13-0.
Best of the 6.
Yeah.
It's the best game.
2 undefeated
You're
teams.
talking about 2 really good teams, yes.
You know that A's the one you have to watch when you leave the WPIAL. The other 4 or 5 you don't have to watch
I
much.
agree.
You better watch in that A. I've seen
Somebody
that
gets beat
team
them.
from North beat them more than once.
No, what was it last year? Red Bank Valley.
There you go.
Southside is I see all them in
they're
person.
good.
They run the wing tee, line of scrimmage big for single way, and Fort Cherry has the best player set in single way. He's a sophomore.
Okay.
And he's dominating.
I did hear.
You know Fort Cherry's history: Marty Schottenheimer,
That's right.
Marvin Lewis,
Ed Heapy.
Ed Heapy.
Absolutely.
All
Ed Heapy's from there too.
Ed
Absolutely.
Heapy coached them to the WPIAL championship
Wow,
in
I didn't know
basketball.
that. That's
You know,
awesome.
Marty Schottenheimer. They were lifelong friends.
Beautiful.
Absolutely.
Girls volleyball PIAA 4A championship. North Allegheny 3, Unionville nothing. The first loss of the season for Unionville. Marin Dunaway of North Allegheny had 11 kills, and then in the third set, NA trailed in the third set 12-5. Now, listen to this. This is bad news for all their opponents for next year. Who spurred the rally for them? 2 freshmen. Molly Robertson and Alicia McCube for a 28-26 win.
Well, you
I
know,
mean, 2 freshmen.
When you're undefeated and you get beat 3 straight, that tells me your competition wasn't.
Yeah, I think Unionville should have came on our show. We would have told them what girls.
Go out and schedule something. Don't go.
Yeah, yes.
Go schedule Seneca.
You haven't seen
Valley
anything
or
about like
Butler.
this.
Don't
Yeah.
no.
And for North Allegheny, 20-1. I don't know who the loss was. This is their 7th straight PIAA 4A title.
What a whooping.
You know, there's only one school ahead of them. Norwin.
Yeah, Norman had so many wins.
Remember
they had that winning streak?
Norwin
That's
had.
history.
I think Norwin won 8 or 9
Yeah,
straight.
Yeah, that's
Don't
a
be
legacy.
surprised.
And they'll pass that
the
up.
Tigers
They'll
don't
pass
catch
that
them.
up.
No, I'm wondering if they game 3 if they subbed a little bit. Sounds like they subbed.
Yeah. Hey, and in 3A, unfortunately, Pope John Paul III, Hampton won. Hampton, the Talbot's looking for their first state championship. So the WPIAL champs finish a great season, 24-1.
What was the name of the team they lost to?
Pope.
Pope John.
Pope John Paul.
I think they had some players from different places.
Yeah.
When you see the Pope or the Saint, you know
Yeah.
you got your hand, little bingo involved
Well,
there.
just wait till all the PIAA football championships. You're gonna see it.
You'll have 3 out of 6.
I don't know who Erie Prep's playing in football. I forget.
that's
They're
right.
in there somewhere.
Yeah, they're playing.
No, they're 5A.
You're 5A.
They're playing. I know they're playing. I saw that.
All right, our stories of the week. College football, Division II playoffs. Slippery Rock rebounds with a 45-14 win over East Stroudsburg. The Rock piled up 521 yards of offense, 287 rushing. Quarterback Braden Long, 234 yards and a TD. Wide receiver Cohen Russell caught 5 for 66. And the running backs, Chris Dior had 90 yards and Khalid Dorsey 85. Next up for the Rock, 11-1. They're at number 1 seed Tiflin.
Yeah,
How good's Tiflin?
Very
Undefeated?
good. I'm going to tell you how good they are. I got a buddy, it's an NFL agent, and he's all over one of their linemen.
That's all you got to know right there.
Now Tiflin's located exactly where?
Ohio now.
Yeah, in Ohio. But
Is this Tiffin or
The
is this
other side.
Tiflin?
Tiffin.
Yes, Tiffin.
It's
okay.
in the other side
Tiffin,
of Ohio.
Tiffin,
Are
Ohio.
they're not near Columbus?
Well, it's not close. Put it down. I do know that.
You know,
I
two
think it's
thoughts.
closer to
What did I
Dayton.
say?
I'm not-
Tiflin.
Yeah.
Tiflin.
Yeah, but that's why I wasn't sure. Yeah, it's Tiffin, Ohio. 2 thoughts come to mind. Number slipper bouncing back like that's tremendous.
Absolutely,
Draw.
Lexi, yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know how good Kutztown has to be.
Yeah.
Number 1 ranked defense.
I'm saying they shut them down like they weren't even there.
Number 1
Well, they
ranked
beat Ship
defense.
9-6. Now figure that.
They're a defensive team then, not an offensive team.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, Division III, Grove City, 21. Number 9, Susquehanna, 20. Quarterback Logan Puffer threw for 177 yards and a touchdown. Wide receiver Scott Fraser from Knock caught 8 for 86 yards and a TD. And how about this bull? 5'11", 225-pound senior running back Clayton Parrish rushed for 122 yards.
West Middlesex.
That's right.
And
that's
the
where he's
kid had
from.
caught the ball 6 seconds last play of the game.
Wow. Next up for the Wolverines, 11-0. They are at Cortland, New
Same
York.
thing.
Cortland's number 11.
Same thing. They're by the 1 seed. Then guess who the winner gets? Mount Union.
Whoa.
That's when the season ends.
Well, they won 50 straight years or something like that, Mount Union.
Yeah.
All right, Pitt, 24, Boston College, 16. Pitt snaps a long skid, but it was 4 or 5 in a row. And they started their third quarterback of the season, Nate Yarnell, 11-19, 217 yards and a touchdown. Running back Rodney Hammond rushed for 145 yards. And now we're going to play Follow the Leader. In the spring, when Jerkovic was the starting quarterback, here's what Narduzzi and the coaches said, and players. They love his leadership. He got benched. They put in Christian Bayer. Here's what the coaches and players said. We love his leadership. What they say about Nate Yarnell, the coaches love his leadership. What is this leadership stuff?
Well, I know what it means. That means none of them are playing good football. You can't say I love his arm or I can't love the way he runs. You know, if you say that's the oldest.
It's a code word or something, isn't it?
It's like when they said somebody was a good dancer.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day, that's what that means.
She has a good personality.
Yes.
Okay, so much for holy leadership. Next for Pitt, 3-8. They are at 6-5. Duke favored by 6. Penn State 27 and Rutgers 6 under new co-offensive coordinators after Franklin fired Mike Yurcich following a loss to Michigan. What a brilliant move. The Lions piled up 322 total yards and had 88 yards passing. You can't argue with Franklin making that
Hey,
move.
did you hear the story? He had a 5-star quarterback in the week before Michigan and told him the guy was gone. That was not after them. In other words, they fired him after the Michigan game, but a decision was made.
What do they say in Pittsburgh? The word, it's not in the dictionary, jag-off.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he is. Now listen to what he said. He praised the co-offensive coordinators for their organizational skills and, here we go again, for their leadership.
That's the word of the day, isn't it? That means they aren't any good either.
Next up for Penn State, 9-2. They're at Michigan State, 4-7. And let me say this: all the whining and complaining out in Iowa that they went 14-9. They're 9-2 and they're ranked number 20 in the country. Complain all you want. Pitt would love to be complaining about a 9-2 team, wouldn't they?
Iowa and the Steelers are the same teams. They win the
Same unis.
Same unis too. Yes.
Hey, West Virginia, 42, Cincy 21. The Mountaineers rushed for 422 yards to improve to 7-4. Good for Neil Brown.
What a great year.
Yeah, he's had a great.
Yes.
And you take away that last second loss to Houston, and they're going to play in a big bowl game.
It's a great year.
And listen,
Yeah,
once again, you know what caused it?
that penalty,
Kicking from the 20.
penalty,
Absolutely.
personal foul.
Absolutely.
But they don't learn. See, that'd be different if I just said, "Okay, guys."
Yeah.
I see it every week. Some team will do it again. The helmet comes off.
Yeah.
They're celebrating.
How about the new one now? They all run to the other end and go
I
like,
know.
they're down 28-7.
Even when you're down, they do it.
They wouldn't have been on the team with the old guys, Woody Hayes and Eric
No.
Garcia.
No.
And they'd have been, Bear Bryant. He'd have been gone. He'd had to get a ride home.
No, it's a
No,
joke.
he would have let
It's a
him go. He'd have said,
Who runs
"Son."
who runs the teams now? No.
Yeah.
The players. That's what I said. The agents, the players of
Yes.
whatever.
Next for West Virginia, they're at Baylor. Mountaineers by 7. Now, here's my coach of the year. Last year, Northwestern was 1-11. Pat Fitzgerald got fired.
Right.
They started off 1-4. You know what they are now?
6-5.
6-5.
Pretty amazing what's going on.
David
there, I know.
Braun gets my vote for coach of the year.
Here's the ironic.
Is Skip Holt stayed there the whole year?
I'm not sure. I know he was out. But here's the ironic thing. The reason they named him coach is because he was last guy on board, which meant he wasn't there for the hazing.
Okay. Now, what's his name? Your buddy at North Carolina said he's stepping down after next year.
Next year.
Now, I would go after Skip Holtz. He's waiting here, so you don't lose him. and get him as a coach.
Oh, Mac Brown. I mean,
Mac Brown said next
he's
year.
my age, and it's a young man's game, Mac. Come on.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong.
Who does Mac call for?
He was yelling the other day for Lawrence Taylor, and they said, Mac, Lawrence doesn't play here anymore.
You know, I just think a coach shouldn't say
Vince.
A coach shouldn't say that. You should
done.
wait because now players know you're done.
That's right.
They're not worried. It's not a good move.
Lame duck.
Yes. Hey, top 4 for the college football playoffs. It's Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, and Washington. Number 5, Florida State dealt a blow when their quarterback, Jordan Travis, lost for the year with a knee injury.
Now, let me
sad.
ask you, will they
That
beat
was sad.
Florida and Louisville?
That's sad.
I think they can. A lot tougher now without him.
Oh, he's good.
He's a great quarterback.
Tremendous.
Albert, what do you think?
They'll lose to one of them.
Florida's
They'll lose to
quarterback.
one of them.
Florida's QB got hurt. He's out. The kid from
I think Louisville has a better chance than
They'll lose
than
to one of
Florida.
them.
Okay.
Jeff Brom's going to get a lot of votes for coach
Yeah,
of the
he
year,
should.
too.
Oh,
He
my
should.
goodness, yeah.
Now, this week, the
Who's
big
his
one.
loss?
I know who isn't getting a lot.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley's not getting a lot of votes.
That's my guy.
No.
Hey, I was on him first, Ed. He's a BUM.
Yep. Now, this week, Ohio State at Michigan. Michigan by 4. No Harbaugh. And everyone's going, oh, they struggled against Maryland. Well, they beat Penn State. It's an in-between game. I'm not surprised at all this score happens like that. You think you're going to catch them, just like Aliquippa beat Latrobe 37-29. Everyone say,
Oh,
the
they're
Quips
not, yeah.
can be at. Yeah,
Yeah.
big mistake. Harbaugh and Michigan love it's them against the world. He's going to tell them that. They're going to be ready to go. This will be a great game.
That was a classic sandwich game for them.
Yeah.
They've been there. Those games have been on the card for 40 years. They're in between 2 big games. You played Penn State or whomever, and next time you have Ohio State. Classic.
And the pressure's on Jason Day. He's lost, 2 or 3 straight?
Yeah.
He's 11-0, and the pressure's on him.
Yeah, it's it doesn't matter what you tell the kids either. You'll say, listen,
Yeah.
don't be looking ahead to Ohio State.
Yeah.
They
know.
They know. They're we'll be Maryland. Let's move on.
Hey,
Yeah,
if
all right.
Penn State didn't bring Pabula in, they might have lost to Rutgers.
And they
That game
settled.
was 10-6 late.
Yeah, Michigan settled with the Big Ten. No
Yeah.
more
You know
process.
why? Because they knew they had them.
Yeah, but still, now just what I heard. I don't know everything. I've heard some of the guys say that your buddy, what's his name from Plum, the kicker, the punter.
Oh, yeah, McAfee.
He said he's yet to see any. I don't know how he knows any evidence
doesn't know.
directly
Yeah,
tying Harbaugh.
He doesn't
to
know
this
anything.
Hey,
incident.
listen. They wanted their day in court. A day before, they showed them what they had, and all of a sudden, they fired 2 guys and said,
Well, just like I said last week, the hypocrisy there because those other Big Ten teams shared Michigan signals with one another. And this whole thing throughout college sports, there's nothing
You know what
clean
the
about
funny
it.
part is? Put a thing in the helmet, and it's moot.
Absolutely. We said the same thing that they do in the NFL, right?
Absolutely.
All right, speaking of the NFL, there's a big parade in Pittsburgh for all the Matt Canada fans. He got fired by the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. We'll see what's going to happen. I think that puts more onus now on Pickett. He's going to have, okay, you got what you want. You got a new coordinator. No excuses now.
No excuses now.
Well,
To his credit, he never threw him under the bus, though.
no. Well,
He threw all the other team.
yeah, the NFL for the Steelers, it's the NFP, no forward pass league.
That's what it is.
So the Steelers, they're making an argument. For all the years I've watched them averaging 16 points a game, it's the worst passing team I've ever seen for the Steelers. And even in the days of Dick Shiner, he was better. Kent Nix, they were better.
You know, as Al said, that's the way they have to win it. The sad part is they can hang in there, but they could be beaten by any.
Yeah.
Like, there's no guarantee Arizona doesn't come in and beat them.
When I hear some of the Pittsburgh sports scribes say, well, they should have won a game. They win ugly and they lose ugly. That's just the way it is.
No, that's the way they play. See, I was critical of getting the ball back. Al said they did it all year, so I had to back up. My thought was run one play to take their time out. But Al said they passed.
That's why they won all their games.
Yeah.
That's what Pickett's played his best.
Yeah.
On the last drive of the game. So
Wow.
he didn't do it in this one.
No, he was 15 of 28 until the last pass of the game. He was 14 of 27 for 96 yards.
Have you
and
ever
then he had a
seen his
10-yard
passing chart where they're all down the side and there's nothing in the middle at all?
Because he can't see.
pass?
Because he looks at the defense.
Because, George, he's not a pocket passer. He likes to roll out like he did at
That's
Pitt.
that
You can't do
Elway.
it
You
in the
can't
NFL.
do that in the
Yeah, they can't do it in
NFL.
the NFL.
He likes that Elway spin out left.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple. I sent them to Al, a couple like steals where they're. No wonder Johnson got mad at one time. My gosh,
Wide open.
He's running
wide open.
post.
He was sacked 3 times, hit another 5 or 6.
What
he got
Hey,
clobbered.
Garrett looked like an MVP.
Yeah.
That day.
Now, there was 148 left. The Steelers failed to move the ball from their 30 for a possible game-winning field goal. Pickett threw 3 incomplete passes nowhere near the receivers. And now the Browns with 148 to go. Rookie quarterback Thompson
DTR,
Robinson. He wasn't much better than Pickett, but he was 24 or 43 for 165. They dropped about 4 or 5 passes. Didn't Njoku drop about 3 himself for first downs? And that last drive, he completed all 4 of his passes, set up the winning field goal with 2 seconds
You can't
left.
keep the ball 14 seconds.
Yeah, right.
You just can't.
Now, here looking at the game, here's some issues that this was slight. I'm going to give Tomlin an F for managing this game. Substitution issues. They were forced to take 3 timeouts. They had a delay game penalty for improper substitution on offense. And then in the last series of the game, why didn't they have Jalen Warren in that game?
I'd have Warren in there all the time.
I went in there all the time.
Yeah.
He had
we
9
won
rushes,
that one.
126
He
yards.
led the league in rushing last week.
And then Tomlin's dealing on a sideline. Deontay Johnson had a blow up. He goes over. He's dealing with that. When he's dealing with that, he's not dealing with the game. This was not a good look. Najee Harris rushed 13 times for 36 yards, and he's complaining. Jalen Warren behind the same line, 9 carries, 126 yards.
Yeah, he had that real big run, but I just looked at him from a naked eye. Warren's just so much faster and quicker and breaks more tackles.
And you make a good point. He had the one long run. Other than that, the Steelers didn't have an offensive drive.
No, they were lousy.
They didn't have
one.
one.
But they could have won. That's the most unbelievable thing. As bad as they play offensively.
Well, let's see if things are going to get, because you got some malcontents there between Johnson and Najee Harris. They're always complaining. They're unhappy. Pickens broods after every game. He didn't want to talk. He wanted to talk. So we'll see what happens now.
Real quick, too. Pittsburgh, guys. When the guy says you should see what goes on here during the week, you have to ask him what he means. You can't let that comment slip and let it go.
To me, it's not only a shot at Canada, that's a shot at Tomlin. You see, he's the head guy. What's going on here? What's going on?
Just tell me. I'm fine.
What, they're eating chips on the sideline
I
or
don't
something
know.
during the
I
game?
know the Raiders used to smoke cigarettes on their helmet.
All right.
They won some games.
They did.
Yeah. Hey, the AFC North now, it's Baltimore 8-3, Cleveland 7-3, Steelers 6-4, Cincy 5-5. Goodbye, Joe Burrow, the 5th quarterback this year to go down with a fractured wrist. Now the Browns signed quarterback Joe Flacco to the practice squad. He's 42, but don't let that fool you. Didn't he play last year for the Jets? Or was it the year before?
He beat
He's
the
got a good
Browns.
arm.
He threw 3 touchdowns in the fourth
He's still
quarter.
got a good arm, doesn't he?
He's not damaged.
Okay. Next week, the Ravens are at the Chargers. The Browns at Denver. Look out. Denver is really, really good. And, of course, the Steelers at the Bengals, and it's a pick. Just about.
Browning,
No.
yeah. What do you think, Al?
Jake
They beat
Browning.
them.
Oh, it's a toss-up game.
Absolutely.
They can beat them.
Yeah.
But
The Bengals can beat them, too.
Yeah.
Steelers are going to have co-offensive coordinators. Now they're talking about bring in as an advisor Byron Leftwich. Bring him in as an advisor at this point.
That's
of the season.
Roethlisberger's guy. That's why they're saying that.
All right, NFL power rankings. At the top, the Eagles 9-1 with that comeback win over the Chiefs, down 17-7 at the half. They win 21-17. The Chiefs 7-3. Now I'm going to say something's going to sound ridiculous. They're only averaging 22.5 points a game, where they normally average 28, 29 points a game.
Wait,
you know, that's a big difference.
Wait a minute.
6 or 7 points.
They haven't scored in the second half in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Well, it's really simple to me. They hired Eddie as their offensive coordinator, and they should fire him right now.
Right.
See, they run the ball too much. They got the best player in football, and and now they're saying that, boy, they run the ball well tonight, and they had 7 points on the board. I said, wait,
Boy,
they used to have 21, never ran the ball once.
Yeah.
The enemy throw. He don't believe that running crap. Forget that running crap.
When you go from averaging 28 points a game to 22, that's a huge drop off.
But I'm saying why. I'll give you a reason why.
But how about
they're
no
running it too
touchdowns
much
in 3 weeks?
Pardon me?
No touchdowns.
They're
in
running
3
every
weeks.
They're running.
Second half.
They're running the ball. No, the whole game they're running.
And then
the second half
they misconnected on some deep plays.
Yeah, well,
that one receiver turned the wrong way.
And that's Scantling. I watched him miss the same pass opening game.
All right, I have the resurging 49ers
at
number 3. Yeah, they play Seattle, as you said. Seattle getting 4.5. Dallas, they're at Washington. Washington getting 9.5. Baltimore number 5 at the Chargers. Detroit.
Why do you have Baltimore so low? Any reason why you have them only at 5?
I just something at times in close games. They blow close games.
They seem like they're one of the 3 best teams. That's why I asked that.
All right.
Well, they have the home field as of today.
Yeah. I have Detroit near 8-2.
Okay.
They have Green Bay. Jacksonville, number 7. They're at Houston, and that's a pick game to me. Houston has really come on strong. Miami next. They have the Jets. The Browns at the Broncos. And then number 10, I have Houston in there.
They should be.
And they play the Jaguars. Look out. And then tight end Mark Andrews, I want to mention this. He has an ankle injury. He may be out for a while on what they call the hip hop tackle. Then they want to penalize these players. How are you going to do that? We play. I can't tackle him high. I can't tackle him low. I can't jump on his hip. I can't
pull him back.
Hey, come on, this is getting to be ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. It really is.
Now, a player and making a tackle as we play, you got a split-second decision. You can't. It's all playing reaction. Right. You can't think about. Well, maybe
and not only that, these guys aren't that easy to get to the ground.
Right.
He's 260 pounds.
They said today they may bring him back.
Oh, okay. This came out today.
Yeah, because he was going.
He was going for the year right. I heard. Yes.
Hey, I want to finish with this. Major League Baseball, and I feel sorry for the Oakland A's. They're going to be homeless. They're moving to Vegas, but not until 2028.
They're playing minor league parks, by the way.
Minor league parks.
That's a joke.
That's
a joke.
Now, they come out of Oakland, dump of a stadium that had all the allure of Alcatraz.
Yeah.
And the city of Oakland, they've destroyed that city, the owners. They've lost the Warriors. Mm-hmm. They've lost the Raiders, and now they lose their base. They're no longer a major league city.
Think about that.
The tumbleweeds will be coming up over the streets.
Yes.
That's it for us. We'll see you next week.
You've reached Mega Fiber. No one is here to take your call. Leave a message.
Happy holidays. Thanks for calling Armstrong. This is Rachel.
At Armstrong, our 24/7 live support also includes holidays. Armstrong provides you with the customer service you deserve.
High school sports, community events, all of your favorite local shows are calling the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel their home. Find out everything your neighborhood has to offer on Channel 100 or on YouTube. Spirit, town pride, local communities. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.